golden rule. American tactical man. You study hard to pay. Working right down the bone.
Okay, everyone. Good morning. I guess we're starting without music this morning. Good morning. I'm Gwendolyn Weir Swint, your host for What on Earth Are You Doing After 50? This is where you start evaluating how you want to live the second half of your life. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone, as usual, where they can go and purchase my two best-selling books, Amazon.com. My first book is Living Without Limitations, 30 Mentors to Rock Your World. And this book is a book that I think everyone that, my chapter is What in the World Are You Doing After Retirement? So I think it's a good chapter for everyone to evaluate how they want to live the second half of their life before retirement starts. So if you'd, it's a very thought-provoking chapter, and you can go to Amazon.com and pick up your copy. Bold is Beautiful is the second book. The compiler is Kim Boudreaux Smith. And this book has 27 other awesome women in the book. And the name of my chapter in that book is Be Bold, Be Beautiful, Be Authentically You. And it's all about overcoming obstacles. Okay, that's enough about me. I have some more exciting news coming up, but we'll save that for a later day. There are some really good things on the horizon that I want to share with you. But for now, I want to introduce my very special guest. Her name is Robin Tillotson. Robin is the Southeast Regional Director of the Atlas Center in Chicago. Robin has served in this capacity for 12 years. She's responsible for overseeing the delivery of fitness, life enrichment, wellness, health, and congregate dining for persons 60 years of age and over. Interesting job. Robin holds a BA in English Literature from Oberlin College, and her MSW, her Master's in Social Work, is from the University of Chicago School of Social Service Administration. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest, Robin.
Hi, Gwen. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing fine. I'm so happy to have you here this morning, Robin.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
You are so welcome. Robin, I usually start out asking my guests a couple of questions. So before we get into what you do at the center, would you mind filling us in on a few things?
Not at all.
Okay. My first question is, what is your favorite quote, Robin? Do you have one?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, it's not a quote, it's a scripture, and it's Luke 6:38, which is give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will men give into your bosom. So that has always struck a chord with me. My family and parents always drilled that particular scripture and the essence of that scripture into our lives. So I've carried that, the essence and the energy of that scripture with me all of my life. So that would be my favorite scripture.
Okay, very good. That is a good one. Pressed down and running over.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. All right. With that in mind, Robin, what would you say would be the biggest life lesson that you've learned thus far in life, and one that you would pay forward?
Well, it still goes back to Luke 6:38 that
Hmm.
whatever you have been given, any gifts that you have, any skills that you learn, and I've been blessed to have a number of positions and jobs throughout my career, and I was always blessed to have people on my jobs who took
Hmm.
me under their wing, took time to school me and to mentor me, basically.
Hmm.
And I appreciated that, and because I had my parents having raised me with that thought anyway, I was always conscious of the fact that people did not have to take out any extra time. So I was very grateful when they did. And
Hmm.
so as a result, I try to pay it forward by working with youth, particularly those who've decided to go into the field of social work. So I work closely with interns from who are working on their master's degrees because
Hmm.
we want to make sure we have good qualified and caring people in the field of social work. And
Right.
I do love working with teams. I'm currently working with a program called as a volunteer as the called the Posse Foundation. And
Hmm.
the goal of that program is to mentor youth, a group of youth who are going to the same college. So obviously I picked my own alma mater, and I have a young man that I'm working with twice a month who has gotten accepted into Oberlin. He's a student at Urban Prep here in Chicago.
Hmm.
So, I've always believed in paying it forward by giving back as people have given it to me.
Yes, yes, that is a wonderful thing to do, and that is really the thing to do. Now, Robin, Oberlin College is that's a school of music?
Well, that's interesting. Oberlin College is in Ohio, Oberlin, Ohio, 35 miles outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And it has two schools. It has the School of Arts and Sciences, and it also has the Conservatory of Music.
Okay.
So I was not blessed with musical ability, so I was a student in the School of Arts and Sciences.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have a wonderful um, conservatory, and we've had some wonderful people graduate from that particular wing of the school.
Okay. So that accounts for your love of music because I noticed just from being friends with you on Facebook that you love music.
I do. I love music and theater and anything involved with the performing arts.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that. You have tickets to everything, right, Robert?
I try. I try.
That's very
Yes.
nice. I'm always happy, glad to see that. Yeah, so I knew that you love music, and also another thing that I noticed, Robin, are you a writing coach?
Yes, I'm a writing coach. I've always loved to write, and I majored in English, and that was always my strong suit. Math was not my forte, but English and writing and anything dealing with reading and literature was
Mm-hmm.
something I always had a strong interest in. So when the Posse Foundation put out a call for writing coaches, you can either serve as a writing coach or a math coach, and obviously I picked writing because, again, math is not my forte. So
Mm-hmm.
I serve as a writing coach for the Posse Foundation.
Okay. Now, what is the uh, say that again? The Posse Foundation? I'm not.
Yes, it's POSSEE, and
Okay.
the founder of the organization decided to create this organization based on the fact that a young man that she had contact with felt that he would have survived in college had he gone to college with his posse, meaning his friends from high school. They would have been able to stick together. They were familiar with each other. And so he felt that if he had gone to college with his posse, he would never have dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the organization got founded, based on those particular principles.
Okay. So, do you do this as um, are you a volunteer for coaching?
Yes,
And
actually,
okay.
this is my first year participating as a volunteer,
Uh-huh.
and I decided to do that because I work with seniors,
Mm-hmm.
5 days a week, so I wanted to balance that out by working with some youth.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I decided to volunteer with the Posse Foundation.
I see. Okay. Very nice. Yeah. It's very important to know how to express yourself in writing because that's something that you're called upon to do. Young people, especially, a lot of times they're
Exactly.
trying to get somewhere um, in whatever curriculum they're in.
Exactly.
Hmm. Very interesting. You're a very accomplished woman, Robin.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Robin, can you tell us something about the center and the services at the Atlas Center? The
Sure.
programs that you offer?
Sure. I'm actually the regional director at the Atlas Senior Center. We're located at 1767 East 79th Street in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And we are one of 6 senior centers under the auspices of the City of Chicago. So everyone who works at our centers are City of Chicago employees. And
Okay.
the goal and the mission of our centers and our department in general, our department was formerly known as the Department on Aging, Chicago Department on Aging,
Mm-hmm.
and we merged with approximately 4 other units to form the Department of Family Support Services. And our unit is Senior Services. So the mission of our unit is to keep seniors in the community.
Okay.
So a senior center, whether it's in Chicago, Illinois, or whether it's in Beijing, China, the goal
Mm-hmm.
of a senior center is to keep seniors active,
Mm-hmm.
vibrant, and in their community, and to help them stave off a nursing home placement.
Oh,
So
yes.
at our center, as with my other 5 counterparts in the city, we offer a wide variety of programs.
Mm-hmm.
Fitness would be one, and under fitness, we have a wonderful state-of-the-art fitness center where we have a combination of strength training equipment as well as cardiovascular equipment,
Mm-hmm.
just like you would find at any health club. We
Mm.
have 3 personal trainers that will work with our seniors individually and collectively in groups.
Wow.
Um,
Interesting.
and just like you would find at a fitness center or
Mm.
gym, and
Okay.
we offer also under fitness we offer Tai Chi, belly dancing. We offer stepping classes. Our department is really big on keeping seniors or helping seniors to stay fit. So you will always find a wide variety of fitness classes along with the fitness room at our center.
Okay.
Also, we offer yoga and just a wide variety of fitness activities. But that's just one group of activities that we offer. If you're interested in painting and pottery and those kinds of classes, we offer computer classes.
Mm-hmm.
We offer trips and excursions, meals. You name it, we provide it.
Is there a
And
fee? Um,
no, actually, the only thing that's required is that you are at least 60 years of age or older, and
mhm.
you reside in the city of Chicago. And for those who are on the cusp of turning 60, if you're 55 to 60, those persons can attend any of our satellites, and we have approximately 15 satellites throughout the city of Chicago.
Mhm.
So I always say there's no real excuse for anyone not being active and finding something that they like to do. We offer knitting and crocheting, just anything that you can think of that will enhance your life, we offer it here at the center.
Okay. Do you have transportation to your center, Robin?
Well, with most senior centers, everyone attending must be independently functioning. So some
Okay.
of our seniors come, they drive on their own, some take public transportation, and some come by paratransit. So
Mm-hmm.
we as a center do not offer transportation, but we can connect you. If you don't have if you're not connected or don't have transportation, we can certainly connect you to a paratransit company if you cannot or are not in a position to take public transportation or drive.
Okay. Okay. So is there a charge for that transportation? Minimum?
Yes, for paratransit, it's the equivalent of what the cost is for public transportation.
I see. Okay. Oh, very good.
Hmm.
Now, what about how many people do you all have in attendance on a daily
Well, it
basis?
depends on the time of year. Right now,
Mhm.
our AARP volunteers are preparing our seniors' taxes free of charge 5 days
Mhm.
a week.
Okay.
So there are times when you have as many as 200 people in your center a day, and then there are times as many as you can have as many as 350 and upward, depending on what activity is going on. So our AARP volunteers will be here. They arrive in February, and they're here till April 15th.
Hmm.
And they prepare our taxes, our seniors' taxes, free of charge, and have done this for many, many years.
I
And
see.
so I will say our attendance fluctuates between 200 and 325, depending on the time of the year.
That's a great number of people.
It is.
It.
It's a great service to the community.
Hmm.
Uh, the great thing about the centers is that they're strategically placed throughout the city. So
City.
if
Yeah.
there is a regional center, and usually each region will have at least one satellite. In my region, I have 4 satellites because
Hmm.
we have a huge number of people who are 60 years of age and older. So it's a great service to the community. In addition to coming for recreational activities, we also provide. We have a staff that provides assistance with social services. So if
Okay.
someone needs to get a bus pass, or if someone is having difficulty understanding their Medicare bill or their hospitalization bill, we have trained staff that will work with our seniors to help them resolve those kinds of issues and help them to secure services as well.
Okay. Do you have any type of medical services at your centers?
Well, we do. We offer. Our wellness contract is with Rush University Hospital. So once a week, we have a wonderful nurse who comes, and she does blood pressure screening. She does a couple of support groups, a diabetes support group. She also does a weight loss support group, and once a month she does a health talk. We also have from Rush a social worker who does a stress management group entitled Too Much on Your Plate. So that's a part of our wellness contract, and we also have a pharmacist and dietitian who will come to our center once a month as well.
Very good.
But the nurse is here every week.
Every week. Okay. Now, is there an open enrollment period that you guys have?
Actually, anyone, we're open. We're open 7 days a week.
Hmm.
We're open for business 5 days a week. So any day a senior decides they want to become a part of one of our senior centers, they can simply come over, fill out a membership application, have their photo taken for their center ID, and
Hmm.
then they have become a member of the center. So every day, Monday through Friday, is an open enrollment day.
Okay. Okay, but you don't have any special day where you might want to get as many people as you can
No,
to
you
come in.
come when you're able to come. We have seniors who come every day. We have seniors who come for a specific class or a particular service. It's really up to you. This is a great time in a senior's life. They finally, in many cases, have finished raising families. They're no longer working and are ready to enjoy their retirement years. So we encourage people to take advantage of these centers because so much is going on
Hmm.
under our roof.
Hmm. Now, are any of the seniors pursuing maybe a second career that come to the center and, something that they do, maybe they can do around the center?
Well, that's a good question. in the field of aging, we refer to that as Encore Careers, ENCORE, Encore.
Okay, good name. I like
So
that.
yes, and so in most instances, when a senior has retired, but yet they still want to be viable, but don't really want to commit to a 9 to 5 again.
Right.
We have plenty of volunteer opportunities here at the center. Actually, I have more volunteers working for me than I do staff. And so we have
Nice.
seniors who work alongside with our staff, helping with anything from plant care to serving as group leaders on trips to conducting workshops and trainings to teaching classes. As a matter of fact, our computer training program is led by all seniors. All of the classes are taught by seniors, 2 seniors.
Is that
And
right?
so we have plenty of volunteer opportunities for our seniors. And then we also have what's known as a Title V program for a senior who is low income but would like to work and still make a little money. They're able, once they become a Title V employee, they're able to work 83 hours a month, brush up on their skills or keep those skills sharp, along with getting paid as well. So there are plenty of opportunities. I always encourage, I know when I turned 50 about 5 years ago, I started reevaluating how I wanted to live the second half of my life. And
Right. Yeah.
although I'm still working, I'm still seeking out other opportunities, as I mentioned, working with the Posse Foundation, along with some other things. I serve on a variety of boards just so that I can keep my skills sharp. And then it gives not only myself but other seniors who still want to be viable an opportunity to develop new skills. I mean, there may be things that you've always wanted to do that you never had time to do. And now you have the time, and there are plenty of opportunities out here where seniors are not only volunteering, they're creating new businesses. You name it, they're out here doing it.
Right, exactly. And that is so wonderful to hear and see. Uh, Tell me, Robin, what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself fit
Well,
to
you
do the
know,
work that you
that's
do?
a good question as
May help.
well. One of the things I noticed as I started to get older is that it's harder to get the weight off. So whereas before I could eat a slice of cake every day and get away with it, I can't. So I can't do that anymore. So I am now at a gym 4 days a week. I definitely try to eat healthy, low glycemic vegetables, 6 to 8 ounces of protein a day. And really to minimize the sugar in my diet. So I'm very conscious of how I'm eating. I'm paying more attention to the physical fitness side because you have to do both. You have to eat properly, obviously, and get the fitness in. One will not do without the other.
Right.
So I do that, and that's pretty much it. And I once I decided to really commit to a regular exercise program, I find that I have more energy, I think clearer, I'm able to do my job a lot better. I don't feel as stressed, even though I have a highly stressful job.
Oh,
I'm able
yes.
to manage the stress a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the things that, in terms of my health that I'm doing. And then I really do try to keep my mind sharp by reading a lot. I'm not big on puzzles, but, they tell me that's a good way to keep your mind sharp.
Right.
But I read a lot. I love to go to plays. I'm always trying to stretch my mind and my imagination and keep my mental capabilities sharp.
Right.
So I think if from what I can tell from those who have, and I see people at the center aging well every day, aging successfully every day because they're here exercising, they're here participating in classes and lectures, and They're serving on boards or some of the committees that we have around here. Those are the things, it seems, that if you do those things, you should age well and enjoy your older years.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, you're a good example for them, Robin, because they need someone uh, to set that example.
Well,
Otherwise,
actually, Gwen, they are the example for me. Anytime you can see a 90-year-old out here participating in a stepping class, then everyone in my age group ought to take heed. So
right?
they're
So
actually
I
role
thought you
models
would
for
say
me.
that.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
I somehow thought you would say that. Yeah. Okay. Um, are there what are the specific requirements for becoming a member of the Atlas Center? Did
Well,
you?
only two. Again, it's just that you're 60 years of age or older and that you live in the city of
In the
Chicago.
okay, yeah,
Hmm.
you said that. Okay, so that's all the requirement
That's all
that's
you have to
necessary.
be. Now, we do have, and then, we ask that you come in, fill out the application, and get your ID processed and become a member ASAP.
Okay. Okay, what drew you to becoming working with the seniors, Robin?
That's also a good question. I actually, after I graduated from college, I thought that I really wanted a career in advertising and public relations. So that's where I
Mhm.
really started in that field. And then I eventually evolved and moved into working in nonprofit settings. I
Mhm.
had my own business and that kind of thing, and even ran a rape crisis center which was the only rape crisis center on the south side of Chicago at the time.
Mhm.
And after many years in that field and feeling somewhat burned out, I actually received in the mail. It came mysteriously from it was an invitation to attend the governor's conference on aging. Now, why I was receiving something on a conference on aging at a rape crisis center, I have no idea to this day.
Is that right?
So I asked our senior management if I could attend the conference, and if they would pay for it. And ironically, given that it was not related to my line of work at the time, they agreed to pay for it. I went to it, and that year's theme was centered around intergenerational work. So I really realized there was a wide several opportunities or different ways in which you could work with seniors, and intergenerational work blending youth and seniors seemed to make sense to me. So
Right.
I decided right then and there that I was going to leave my job and go back to school full time. I went back to school at that time I was 43 years old. Went
Mhm.
back to school full time and got my master's in social work and concentrated in working with older adults in gerontology.
Is
And
that right?
so once I finished that 2-year master's of social work program, I was given the opportunity to interview for a job with the Chicago Department on Aging. It was known as at that time, and that was back in 2002, and I've been here ever since.
And it sounds like you really like what you're doing,
I
Robin.
do.
I know
I
it's
really do.
stressful and challenging. I know that.
It's
Uh,
challenging and it's enjoyable in the sense that you can see the fruit of your work
mhm.
through the pleasure that our seniors receive. It's
Right.
stressful. I always tell people it's stressful making sure people are having fun because I have a great staff
Mhm.
that really help us keep this center going and
Mhm.
are as committed to working with seniors as I am.
Mhm.
So it has its challenges, but I wouldn't give anything for it.
Okay. Yeah, it gives you something to think about when you get home.
Yes, it did. Yes, it does.
Okay. So, am I hearing, Robin, that I know you said that you work with youth as well.
Hmm.
Okay. So, this through the center too? Do they come to the center?
Okay, so given that I mean, there are so many different areas that you can specialize in if you decide you're going to create a career in aging.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the area that I most enjoy is intergenerational work. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm always looking for opportunities to blend the generations at the center.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we did a huge conference about 3 years ago where we had 65 youth, high schoolers, and 40 of our seniors. We had all-day workshops. We had dance competitions. We had rap groups. We had all of those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one example. We have youth that come in and work with our seniors in the areas of art therapy or artwork,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We've had children come in from and that are members of choirs at their schools. We've had college students come in and do health fairs. So I'm always looking for opportunities to blend the generations and
Yes.
create an intergenerational environment. This is the first
Yeah.
time in
That's
our history
interesting.
where we have had five living cohorts at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you've got the baby boomers, you got the Generation Xers, you got the World War IIers, you
Mm-hmm.
got the millennials. This is the first time where you have all these generations existing in many instances, particularly in the workplace,
Mm-hmm.
at one time. And so it's really important that we understand each other
Each other, right? Yeah,
and
you
our
see that
and
so
what
much now.
exactly and what each generation represents,
Mm-hmm.
and that because we're coexisting in environments all the
Right,
time.
right, right. So that must be very challenging, though, to blend the different age groups, but exciting as well
And
because
challenging. I
each,
mean,
yeah,
it's
benefit.
not all glory all the time.
No, well, of course
We
not.
found that when we had our conference, our intergenerational conference, and we put some questions out before the two generations, there
Mm-hmm.
were very wide and divergent opinions about
Mm-hmm.
what
Imagine.
youth should be doing, what the role of elders were. And
Mm-hmm.
so, as many differences, as many similarities as there are as many
There's,
differences as
yes,
well.
I can see that. That's got to be challenging, but interesting.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. Uh, okay. What would you say? Well, we really just talked about it. I was going to ask you, what do you think is the next big craze in the senior community? But you really just answered that, and that is combining intergenerational uh, combining of people.
Yeah, and not having what's known as age segregated
Yes.
communities. It's
Hmm.
important to have communities that are representative of all the generations because
Hmm.
they are anyway. So we've just got to learn how to coexist and how to appreciate and to build on the strengths of all those generations.
Yeah, that's a
So
tough job, but it'll work out. It'll all eventually work out. I noticed, not to cut you off, Robin, but I just wanted to say that I've noticed in the communities here where I live in Detroit,
mhm.
uh, even in the residential communities, they're combining the seniors, the younger people, in living quarters.
Mhm.
And whereas, a senior resident, the senior citizen buildings, they'll
Uh-huh.
just be seniors. But
Exactly.
now, in some communities, they have townhouses and they have younger people living in the townhouses, the seniors living
Sure.
in the high rises. So, yeah, it's becoming a thing,
Yes,
so to speak.
definitely.
Yes. So that's, I would say that is a craze in the senior community. What other, I notice I work in senior communities as well, and I notice that most seniors love to play bingo. Okay.
Mm,
But
okay.
you guys have, I noticed you didn't mention that at all.
Well, we do offer bingo, but I will say this that because you have several cohorts of seniors. I mean, we
So
have seniors here at
active.
the center that are as old as 96, and we have seniors as young as 60. So, my experience dictates and finds that many of our older seniors, the ones that range, I guess, would fall between 75 and up sometimes, are the ones who really kind of lean toward bingo. Our
Mm-hmm.
younger seniors, not so much. They're really into fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say
Yeah.
there are no younger seniors that play bingo, but I just find that it's not, none of our activities are activities that every cohort within the group participates in.
Right. I brought that
So,
up because when I started, that's all they did was play bingo. So I was
right,
uh-huh,
right. So bingo, we
amazed at.
probably do bingo once a month. That's probably something that is not offered as much as we may have offered it in the past.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do uh, do you have a Walmart there?
Oh yeah,
So, oh,
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah. So they take trips to Walmart and that.
If they do, see the thing, we're not a senior building. A lot of times in a senior housing arrangement, the
Okay.
social worker in that building may arrange for them to take trips
I
to
see. So they don't
those
come to the
stores.
center for that.
But when
Okay.
they're coming to us, they're here independently, so they're coming and going on their own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't, when we take trips, when we offer trips, it may be, for example, we're offering a trip in late May to see the Motown play. So we do a lot of plays. We don't do gambling trips at all. That's
Oh,
against our,
that's
yeah, it's
interesting because
ethically we don't do that.
okay,
We don't want to
you
see
don't want to
seniors
encourage.
right, and wasting money and losing money in that fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we do a lot of arts and cultural kinds of trips and offerings,
Very good.
that
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yes.
very nice. That's something that I think I will myself bring to the senior community because so many of I don't know how you're going to be able to stop them going on the gambling trips because once they're hooked, they're pretty much hooked.
Yeah, and they'll go on their own, but we
Right.
as a department are not going to
Right.
authorize that kind of trip. We're not going to provide that kind of trip. But we have so many other wonderful things
Mm-hmm.
to offer.
Okay, and some things that I'm picking up on that I want to bring to our senior community because, like I said, a lot of them, most of the trips are gambling trips, from what I notice, even from the centers.
Well, I'd
But
like to put in a plug for our website, our center's website,
oh,
which
please
is
do.
uh,
Yes.
79thStreetSeniors.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the website is loaded with pictures and a lot of the offerings and classes and things that we offer here. So the pictures will give you your listeners a good insight into the activity and the life of the center.
Okay, give that address again,
Sure,
please.
it's 79thStreetSeniors.com.
79th Street, spelled all the way out.
Correct, seniors
Okay.
with an S.com.
Okay.
And it's the number 79.
The number 79.
Yes,
Okay.
79thStreetSeniors.com.
Okay, very good. So they can go there and get a lot of information. And
Yes,
you said pictures.
definitely.
It's so interesting that the seniors have gone from such a sedentary life to fitness being one of the um, main activities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And again, I'm noticing particularly, now you have seniors who are very health conscious.
Right.
They're really trying to avoid falling into those chronic illnesses. So
Yes.
if exercise is what they need to do to stave off diabetes, that's what they're
Mm-hmm.
going to do. So they're
Mm-hmm.
very health conscious. We're glad that we can offer those services here, and so people can stay healthy. They have some options to help them stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any? I know you have nutritional classes.
Well,
Uh,
we have a dietitian. It's that comes once a month, and
mhm.
then we have cooking demonstrations at least once a month. We during our adult food market, we offer fresh produce and dry goods twice a month, and during one of those sessions, we'll have a cooking demonstration using the ingredients that we're offering at the adult market. So, and I'm hoping to have a friend begin who is a dietitian who will be offering classes, different classes on cooking for our seniors, hopefully next year. So we're big on senior fitness, healthy eating, exercise. We have walking clubs. There is no excuse here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come here and not be confronted with a wide variety of choices around fitness.
Oh, very.
So, and we have people who are coming in who have had strokes, who will want to get back involved or now have to get involved in
Mm-hmm.
terms of exercise. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have people here at all levels.
Right.
So there's a place for everyone.
Right. I mean, you've got these years to live out. You may as well live them out in the healthiest way possible.
And now there's plenty of information and tools available to us
Well,
that were not always there
right. Exactly. That's so
to
true.
make that happen, to help that
Right.
happen.
Right. That's right. Yeah, the tools are important. And I love the name Encore. Now,
Hmm.
that name you tell me how you're using that again?
Well, encore means, as this is your second go round. You're coming
Yeah.
back for a repeat
Yeah.
performance, so to speak.
I'm aware of that.
And
How do
some
you-
people choose to do an encore through volunteering. Some
Mhm.
choose to do an encore through starting their own business. Some choose to do an encore they go back to work in an entirely different field.
Right.
So encore meaning a repeat performance.
Okay, I understand that, but what I'm trying to get at, Robin, is that something that you all have published?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
Actually, what I would suggest is that you take a look. Maybe if your listeners can Google Encore Careers,
Mm-hmm.
you will learn a lot about how that came about.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I have a friend that has a business called Dream Jobs. If any of your listeners or anyone at your center might be interested in being placed as a person 50 plus years, or even for a younger people. She has a company. Like I
Wow.
said, it's called Dream Jobs. They place you in your dream job, they prepare you for the job.
Uh
And
huh.
if you're interested, I'll put you in contact with her. I think that this might be really a good thing for both of you.
It sounds great. I would love
Mhm.
to have that information.
Yes. Okay, I'll do that
Now,
today.
and another thing I'd like to share is if they go to encore.org,
Mm-hmm.
a gentleman by the name of Mark Friedman was the person who was the forerunner of this whole encore career thing. And
Okay.
he's got books published, and as a matter of fact, one book is entitled Encore, Finding Work That Matters in the Second Half of Your Life, written
Oh,
by Mark Friedman.
Mark Friedman. Okay, that's interesting. That's what I was trying to find out. Robin,
Hmm.
is this the name of an organization? I think I didn't phrase it correctly.
He's
So,
CEO of Encore.org.
okay, gotcha. I see. And his name is Mark Friedman.
Friedman, yes. And you might also look under Civic Ventures. That's another one of his organizations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, is this does he place people in positions or?
No, I think it's more about the essence of Encore Careers.
Okay.
And so he's done a
Interesting.
lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows a lot about that. So if you're interested in that, he is definitely a person. His work is you should read his work.
Okay, I'll do that, Robin. Thank
Hmm.
you. Okay. Well, Robin, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your center before we wrap things up here?
No, I just encourage everyone, whether you're coming to our center or any senior center, that you know take advantage of what these centers have to offer,
Hmm.
and to know that you're just beginning a new life, and there's plenty out here for everyone to do.
Yes. Okay. Very good. And that is so true. Sometimes we just need the information,
Yes,
a little
yes,
direction.
sure.
And so that's why this is good. I'm very glad that you came on, and this will not only benefit the people in your city, but offer some encouragement for others
Yeah, that's
in other
correct.
cities. Hmm.
Yes, every major city should have um, uh, some type of
They do.
we call
It's
them triple A's here, area
mhm.
agencies on aging.
Yes, there are
So
some here as well.
yeah, and I would encourage everyone to tap into the resources that their triple A's offer.
Hmm. Yeah, yours just sounds like a state of the art uh, organization. Um, I mean, your programs
Yes.
sound that way, and I've been to a lot of different areas, senior centers, and I don't think I've quite been to one that sounds up to what yours is like.
Well, I know our mayor, Mayor Rahm Emanuel, is very proud of the services that we offer our
Yeah, I can
seniors,
imagine.
and we're just glad that I'm very glad that I work for a city that cares about seniors, and that
Hmm.
ensure that they have the services and activities that they work so hard to achieve.
Yes, very good. Yeah, I agree, Robin. Well, Robin, our time is just about up, and
Okay.
uh,
Well, thank you for having me.
oh, thank you for coming on, Robin. I appreciate all the information that you've supplied us with. And if you have anything else you'd like to say, feel free to go on and say it now. We do have a few more minutes, or if you'd like to come back, you are welcome to come back.
Well, thank you again. We're located at 1767 East 79th Street in Chicago.
Okay.
We're known as the Atlas Senior Center, and our website is 79thstreetseniors.com.
Okay. And they can get the phone number from the website, or would you like to give them a number?
And our number here is 312-747-0189.
Okay. And they can call there and get all the information
Well,
they need.
it's really best if everyone comes in, and because we have plenty of literature and information, or you can call me and schedule a tour of the city of the facility as well.
Okay. One other thing, Robin, that we didn't cover too much is the you all have a lunch program.
Yes, it's known as the Golden Diners program. So,
Oh, wow.
so all of our centers offer. Our center offers breakfast and lunch. And
Okay.
all the other centers offer at least lunch. We offer lunch 7 days a week and breakfast 5 days a week.
Okay. Give us a little bit. Tell us a little more about the food that you serve. I mean,
Well,
is it
it,
from outside, or do you cook it? Is it
we
cooked there?
do have a contract with an organization that provides that food,
Mm-hmm.
And we have a menu. One of the pieces of literature that anyone can grab when they visit our center is our breakfast and lunch menu. So you can know for up to 3 months at a time what we're going to serve on any given day.
I
And
see.
so it's approved by dietitians
Mm-hmm.
with the right amount, the balance in terms of the food pyramid. And so I think the food is pretty tasty. I mean, some
Mm-hmm.
meals I like more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some meals our seniors like more than others.
Right. Well,
But what we like about the program is that if someone just does not feel like cooking or is not in a position to cook or really can't afford to provide food for 3 meals out of a day, at least seniors can get 2 meals from us a day. And
mm-hmm.
twice a month they can get fresh produce along with dry goods and cereals and that kind of thing at our adult food market as well.
Okay. Now you
So
did mention that earlier, Robin, about the fresh produce and dry goods. Now, this is something that they pay for, or is this a free?
no, this is a relationship we have set up with the Greater Chicago Food Depository,
Oh.
and they provide the food twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a schedule of when those dates are. We just ask that a senior bring their own bag so that when they come up to our table, they select their own food as if they're in a grocery store. So it's not a pantry; it's an
Is
adult
that right?
market. So people can come up and pick their fruit, their vegetables, and whatever else is being offered that day. So we just ask that everyone bring their own bag.
Okay. Well, wow, that is so interesting. It sounds like the seniors in Chicago have no problems
Well, thank
whatsoever.
God we have services for them, and we just want to
Yes.
ensure that the word is out so nobody's out there going without what they need.
Yes, very good. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, okay, Robin. Anytime you'd like to come back on the show, we would love to have you.
Thank you, Gwen.
Yes, you can. Any updates that you have, just let me know, and we'll get you back
Okay.
on. Okay.
I thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you, Robin, and have a great day.
You too
And say
now.
hello to all the seniors at the center.
I will. Thank you. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.
We will see you in 2 weeks, right here, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on What on Earth Are You Doing After 50? Thank you for joining me, and go out there and really rock your second half of life.